Hey, what's up, everybody? Some big news today, right? So, a lot of rumors swirling out there. Excited for today's stream. We're going to talk about Bitcoin and maybe potential world reserve, or not world reserve, but a U.S. reserve asset, maybe, possibly being announced at the Nashville conference next week. And also, we're going to talk about Ethereum long-term bull case. I'm going to give you guys my full case. You could agree or disagree. That's the fun, right? That's the fun of the market, man. So, as always, let's get it. Good to see everyone in the chat. But let's talk about it. So, obviously, we know, right? Just to start out the stream, we're going to talk charts, news, everything today. But as you guys know, right, Trump is going to be attending the Nashville Bitcoin conference next week, right? And supposedly will be speaking on July 27th. Now, I'm not sure if that's changing because of the whole thing that happened last weekend, but he should be speaking on July 27th. And there's a lot of rumors spreading around right now. Now, they just could be rumors. They just could be rumors, all right? They just could be rumors, but, right, potentially could be declaring Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset. A lot of rumors spreading around on Twitter. A lot of people that are close in the Bitcoin weeds talking about this, right? So could be really, really, really cool if something like that happened. That would obviously be massive, right, for Bitcoin. So we're going to talk about that a little bit today, right? Mark Cuban, right? We got all these billionaires talking about Bitcoin ahead of the Nashville conference. Mark Cuban says Silicon Valley's embrace of Trump revolves around crypto. So Bitcoin's starting to become the talk, right? And this is one of the things we talked about when we wanted to get back to the roots was Bitcoin becoming the focal point of people talking about crypto again, not it being about the meme coins and things like that. We're starting to see Bitcoin become the face of crypto again. And that's exactly what we want to see. We want to see everyone talking about Bitcoin first, right? And then we can talk about everything else afterwards. So perfect. But just go with the Bitcoin chart as we've been talking about, right? It is the same stuff, right? The same stuff, right? To me, we're just waiting for the wave 5, right? We've gone through wave 1, right? We've seen the pullback wave 2. We got to wave 3. We saw the pull. Now we've seen the pullback wave 4. Could it go deeper? Yes, maybe it goes deeper. But for me, any pullbacks on Bitcoin are for buying, right? For this wave 5, which I think will be the most fun and parabolic part of the market. Which I do think is going to happen probably more so Q4 of this year. All right, so strap on for that. One thing we are waiting for, and I think what is the ultimate signal we haven't seen yet, is the hash ribbons, right? So the Bitcoin hash ribbons, we're waiting to see the buy signal in the Bitcoin hash ribbons. That's always been probably the best indicator of seeing Bitcoin go up, is to see this buy signal down here on the hash ribbons pop up. We haven't seen it yet. Right, which still means that miners are still capitulating Bitcoin, right? Still selling Bitcoin off after the halving, which they always do, right? Totally normal, happens every single halving. Waiting for that buy signal to pop up, and it usually pops up after a few weeks of green, right? As the miners stop their selling, right? So we've seen 2 weeks of green. When will the buy signal pop up? We'll keep watching it, but we're gonna be watching out for that. And just to kind of talk about Bitcoin too, right? And I made a video on Bitcoin today. Not many people watched it this morning for whatever reason. I don't know if people just don't care about Bitcoin's fundamentals anymore. Or they just want price to go up. I thought I made a pretty good video this morning, but if you didn't watch it, go check it out. It's basically why I think everyone should hold Bitcoin and why fiat money is all a myth, right? Watch it if you want. But so what always happens, right, in the markets, and I think this is going to be coming soon, is you see global liquidity go up, right? Countries start printing money. We're already starting to see China print money. We're starting to see countries in Europe getting close to printing money. The US is going to start printing money again at some point. When the governments start printing money, you want to be in the fastest horse, okay? You don't want to be in a crappy asset, okay? And you don't want to be in fiat. So just to kind of give you an example of this, global liquidity, which is this yellow line, has been going down since 2022. This will go up again. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to want to be in Bitcoin, right? Or cryptocurrency, but Bitcoin will always be my number one holding. I think it should be yours too. You're going to want to be in Bitcoin as we talk about Bitcoin today, when global liquidity starts turning back up. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, right? Because you can be in stocks, right? You can be in stocks, you could be in gold, but this is the returns on Bitcoin, the SPX, and gold since the COVID lows. And I'm putting it at the COVID lows because that's when the government started to print a shitload of money after COVID. Look at the returns. From that point, right, it seems like the stock market has been going nuts, right, outpacing everything. From that point, Bitcoin's up 1,093%. The SPX is up 140%. I'm not going to say only because that's still a good return. And gold is up 63%. Right? Which thing did you want to be in since the government started printing money? You wanted to be in Bitcoin, right? You want to be in the fastest horse. Stocks are great, but if you look at versus the money supply, you're better off in Bitcoin, man. Like, you're really not making money in stocks. It's all a mirage. Gold, you're really not making money. It's all a mirage. Bitcoin, you're actually making money, all right? So, anyways, besides that. Oh, by the way, I do have my just hold it shirt today on, right? Just hold it. I'm probably going to take it off later. But I have it, my just hold it shirt on. But anyways, so that's BTC, right? A lot of good things happening around the scenes, and obviously we're going to be watching the Bitcoin conference next week. I think it should be really fun. A lot of positive things happening. Could Bitcoin be announced as a strategic reserve assets? Would be freaking awesome, man. We'll see if it happens, right? And can we keep getting the focus being on Bitcoin, right? Should be really, really fun to watch, all right? Really, really fun to watch, all right? Now, I want to talk about ETH today, all right? I want to talk about Ethereum today because I still feel like Ethereum is not appreciated enough. And I'm going to lay it all on the line in today's stream, okay? And I want this to be a discussion, right? It's always a discussion in markets. But I want to give my bull case on Ethereum, right? And I know Ethereum is very hot topic. It's very controversial. Either you hate Ethereum or they love Ethereum, all right? For one specific reason. And we'll go over that today. But I'm going to lay on the line why I'm bullish on Ethereum, the reasons why I'm bullish on Ethereum, and you guys can come up with whatever thing you want to go over, all right? So, first of all, right, just to start off with this, the fee wars breaks out among spot Ether ETF issues ahead of listings, right? So obviously a lot of the BlackRock Fidelity came out with 0.25% fees on their ETFs, which should be launching also next week. Next week's going to be freaking crazy, man. July 23rd is the date that most likely Ethereum is going to go live. Ethereum ETF is going to go live. Next week's going to be crazy, man. We got Trump at Nashville conference and Ethereum ETF going live. Next week is going to be a freaking doozy. Whether price goes up or down, it's going to be interesting to see, right? But the big thing is Grayscale, I think 2.5%, but their mini ETF is only a 0.25%, right? 0.25%. So, yeah. So that's what we got, right? The good thing is Ethereum, right? Grayscale can transfer from the big ETF to the mini ETF just right away, right? They don't have to sell it and move it into BlackRock or whatever, right? So that's good, right? This is going to be fun next week. Now, let's talk about why am I bullish on ETH, right? Besides the charts, we'll start with the charts. For the charts, right? Same thing with Bitcoin, right? I think we're setting up for this wave 5, right? We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? First wave, correction. Second wave, correction. We still could go deeper in, maybe, right? Maybe depending on what happens next week. Maybe we get a little sell the rumor news next week. We come back down. But this correction, I think, is setting up for the 5th wave, which I do think is going to be a Q4 this year, right? Most of this is going to be in Q4 this year. I think we're setting up for that. Now, I'm not going to make any price targets, right? We have our fib levels up here. I'm not going to say which one it's going to hit, but I do think one of these will be hit, right? Whether it's the 7,000, 1.618 or higher, I still think we got a lot of upside to go on Ethereum. And I'm going to show you guys this, right? Fractals, whatever, they're for fun. Let's put them up. Fractals, right? We actually look at the fractals, right? Just for fun, right? It might not play out this way, right? But just look at from last cycle, right? So this is Ethereum's last price action from last cycle. And we put this right here, right? And what we'll notice is, right, we always talk about there has to be enough time for us to be able to make a big move. If we actually put the lows of last cycle, Ethereum is exactly where it actually started to shoot up big time last cycle, right here, right? At this exact moment in the cycle, right here. You can see we had this little consolidation right here. It was an upwards consolidation, but then boom, right? Right at this exact week, that's when ETH had the big push up and actually hit its all-time high. This exact week that we're currently in right now, all right? Will it play out the same? I don't know, right? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it doesn't, maybe it does. But I think it was pretty cool. And if you don't believe in that, right, maybe if we go from the cycle high, right, to the cycle low, right, so we match up the previous cycle highs, what you'll notice is also right here, ETH had a little pullback. And you can see if we just bring this down, this was kind of the low of this last little consolidation before ETH started to kind of come up. So enough time has elapsed. That's why I want to talk about this fractal. Not so much we're going to get a big pump, but I think the thing is we've gone through enough time to be able to get a big move, right? And I think that's the big thing with ETH, right? And also, just to kind of go for the charts real quick, we're going to get into more shit. Don't worry. We got a lot of come. ETH is one of the only altcoins that continues to make higher lows against Bitcoin from cycle to cycle, all right? Litecoin, no. XRP, no. All these altcoins that have been around forever, no. But ETH, 2015, 2016, 2019, 2020, and here we are right here, right? Is this the low? We don't know. But assuming it is, somewhere in here, higher low every single cycle, set up to do something within the next year, all right? Could get interesting, but strength against Bitcoin is always a good thing when you're looking at the altcoins, all right? Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. So why is Jordan bullish on ETH? Because I know what the general thinking is going to be. Why are you going to be bullish on ETH? Gas fees, gas fees, gas fees, gas fees, gas fees. Well, I'm a big believer in following where the big money is going. Where is the big money going, okay? I'm not interested to know where the small money is going. Where are the big institutions and the big companies building on top of, right? What are they using? What blockchain are they using, right? Not to trade memes, not to trade NFTs. What are they building on, right? And I could go down the rabbit hole of this, right? But first, right, let's just start with the biggest fund manager in the world, all right? BlackRock, right? Right away, they enter the space and they instantly enter asset tokenization race with new fund on what network? The Ethereum network, okay? The Ethereum network. I'll say it again, the Ethereum network. Could have used anyone, but they used the Ethereum network. Why? Follow the big money, right? Coinbase. They could have used any blockchain. What do they launch their base token on? Ethereum. Could have used any chain. They used an L2 on Ethereum, right? So we have, let's just go over this again. The biggest asset manager in the world, BlackRock, and the biggest crypto company in the world, Coinbase, which chooses to use the Ethereum network, right? Follow the big money. Everything else to me is a distraction. right? Now, we might be saying, all right, what else? What else? That's great. Follow the money. What are people building on, right? What are people building on? We can see the choices of the big companies. Well, let's just also talk about Ethereum's deflationary nature, which all the other coins don't have. All right? Let's talk about this. Ethereum, since the merge, has been deflationary. Okay? Deflationary. I don't think people understand how big this is. Right? No new supply coming to the market, less supply coming into the market since the merge. Right? You're going to have ups and downs, obviously, but generally speaking, right, we've had deflationary on Ethereum, while most other coins, some coins having 20% inflation rates, some having 8%, but that adds up over time, right? And if any chain is going to be used in the real world, you're not going to want an 8 to 20% inflation rate, right? Now remember, this is all long-term thinking. This is not short-term thinking. Not to say ETH is going to pump next week because of this. This is all long-term stuff, and why I'm long-term bullish on Ethereum as a long-term hold. All right? Deflationary. Huge, right? Enough people don't talk about this, by the way. No one wants to acknowledge this, all right? It's all about the gas fees. Now, let's talk about another thing, all right? Let's talk about TVL, right? Total value locked. Let's ignore the fact that Ethereum, out of all the crypto that is locked, is 60% of it in all the crypto space. And that doesn't even count the layer 2s. We could add in Arbitrum, which is another 3, Base, which is another 2, Optimism, which is another 1, and plenty of the layer 2s on Ethereum, which would probably make it close to 70% of all the total value locked in the entire crypto space. Right? We could do that. But we won't do that, right? To me, this just shows like people trust ETH, right? And I know the two arguments against Ethereum are the gas fees, and I think that the argument against the gas fees, and I'm gonna make this very, very clear. I understand the gas fees suck on ETH. I understand that, but I also people think overlook is you can use the layer 2s, and I think this is the whole vision with Ethereum, right? This is why Base launches an L2 on ETH instead of using a singular chain. This is the whole vision on ETH. ETH is scalable, unlimited, because you can have unlimited layer 2s on top of Ethereum, right? You can launch a project on Optimism. You can launch a project on Arbitrum. You can launch a project on Base, and it's unlimited. You're never going to have congestion issues because there's unlimited network, right? Think about it, right? People don't want to talk about that either. That's okay. I understand. So, I mean, when it's all said and done, I think for me is when I put all these things together, right? And I think about the coins that I can hold long term, right? Not the ones I want to be trading in and out of. All right, and as crypto becomes more mainstream, I think the huge boom bust cycles of the 80% corrections on Bitcoin and ETH, that's eventually going to go away. Why? Because as crypto becomes more mainstream, I think the bear markets are going to be smaller, and I think it's going to be you're going to want to be thinking of what do I want to hold for the long term. All right, what do I want to build a long-term portfolio on? Just like people build long-term portfolios in the stock market. I think it's going to become more and more like that, right? Instead of just constantly thinking about, I want to buy these crappy altcoins at the lows, sell them at the highs. I think that's going to slowly go away. And it's going to be like what coins actually get adopted and get use cases of, right? And so far, really the only two that I think are actually doing that, and I could argue three. I think it's Bitcoin from a store of value, ETH from like a tokenization and structure standpoint. And I would argue this, all right? I would argue Solana has a use of the fun chain, right? Solana is trading memes trading NFTs, and that has a use case, right? That's most of the transactions on Solana, which is meme coins and NFTs, right? Whereas most of the transactions on Ethereum, yes, there's meme coins on Ethereum, but there's also tons of DeFi, tons of things going on in Ethereum, which are actual legit projects, right? So to me, I ask myself, where do I want to put my money in the long term, right? From a long-term outlook, it's obviously Bitcoin number one, right? It's never going to be the question. Bitcoin number one. But I think there's a very, very good case for me. ETH has got to be that number two hold for a long term, right? So this is my long-term bullish case on Ethereum, right? This is my holder case on Ethereum. This is not my trader case on Ethereum. This is my holder case on Ethereum. And where I think it's going to go as far as price because of the fundamentals, not because of hype, because of fundamentals and where the big money is putting their mouth, all right? Where the big money's mouth is putting it, right? So that's sort of my case on ETH, right? You can make, everyone can make their own decision, but I thought I'd make that case today, right? And I said I want to do more streams and videos like this where I talk more about the fundamentals. I think lately the space has been very just memey, and no one really talks about the fundamentals anymore. And there's really two things I believe in. There's three things I believe in the fundamentals of, right? And I want to get back to that. No one else has to, but I want to get back to that, right? And talking more about what's going on and why I truly believe in Bitcoin, ETH, and some RWA projects, right? But I want to get more back to that myself, right? Instead of, memeing and all that fun stuff, right? It's fun, but ultimately, it's not where I want to go personally, right? So, was it 5:38? Oh, man, it's been a good stream. It's been a freaking good stream. But that's mostly it for today, guys, right? Big week next week. We'll look forward to next week. Ethereum ETF launch, Bitcoin conference, Trump, maybe I keep saying world reserve asset. That would be just beat up. Maybe U.S. reserve asset for Bitcoin next week, right? The charts, in my opinion, are screaming something's coming eventually, right? Whether we get one pullback or not, this fifth wave I think is going to be the biggest wave and the most fun wave for Bitcoin and also Ethereum. All right, so that's mostly it for today, right? Like I said, I'm going to be doing more streams like this, which are more short and concise, just because I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to be totally honest with you. Talking short-term charts is just not fun to me anymore. I'm just going to lay it on to you. Talking short-term charts is just not fun to me anymore. I think there is absolutely zero point of doing it, to be quite honest. And I have way more fun talking high-term time frame charts and talking about fundamentals because I'm actually passionate about that, to be quite honest. So I'm just being honest. All right, I'm going to be doing more of these type of streams going forward because I truly enjoy doing these and setting them up and showing you guys a bunch of stuff. All right, so hope you guys have a fantastic night. All right, take care. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And don't do anything I want to do. Don't panic sell your crypto. And most of all, don't panic sell your Bitcoin or Ethereum if you hold it, or Solana if you hold it. All right, peace out, guys. Much love. See you tomorrow.